Good morning. We're still in morning time, and the summer is being great to us right now. Right before we hit that 100-degree weather, I wanted to welcome everybody in. Welcome in, welcome in. We have a jam-packed show today. I know it's on a Friday. We usually do our shows on Tuesday, but because we have such big celebrities out of the Dripping Springs area, we finally got our schedules to all link up, and we have a jam-packed show today. So I'm very, very happy to introduce all the family and friends that we have in Dripping Springs and to show you how our Texas live show is going to be today. Uh, Today, we're going to have a couple of guests out from Dripping Springs, and they're going to give us a tour of everything that we have going on. For the most part, already sorry about that. Okay, doke. Okay. Okay, doke. Sorry about that. A little bit of technical difficulties when we have three different guests that are going to be on our show. So now we're all squared away. And just to go back, today's show is going to be covering Dripping Springs, the city of Dripping Springs, and all the local celebrities that we have over there. They're going to be giving us some information on their facilities and what amazing things they can do other than Dripping Springs. I know a lot of people think of when they're trying to plan their trips out to go to the winery, to go to Fredericksburg, but the hidden gem is Dripping Springs. There's a lot of different things that are popping up in the area, and we're here to show you that there's more to do than just go out and get some barbecue. There's a lot of different events we're planning to make out there, and today we wanted to welcome on Doug from Hawks Shadow Winery and Kara from Texas Hill Country Olive Company. And it's a beautiful facility. I've seen some of their pictures and some of their events that they host. They're going to be given as much passion and love, and it's easier to have these shows and have everybody that comes in when you have such great people that are passionate about their industry. And it's something a little different than what we do, but we're here to take you to go visit those facilities and bring them on in. So first, we're going to have Miss Kira.
Today.
There we go. Hello.
Hi, Marcos. How are you? Good. Thanks for having us today.
Sorry, I went to.
All the technology issues are supposed to happen on Monday, not Friday.
You can't hear her.
No.
You can't hear me?
Oh,
Okay, there you go. I can hear you. Can we
okay.
hear Kara? I haven't talked.
There we go. That's why.
Okay. I was being quiet, waiting for all of it to
Okay,
voice
okay.
out loud.
Yeah, like I said, it's a little different when we have so many different guests chiming in. But that's a little bit of the technical side that a lot of people don't see. But welcome in and thank you for taking the time. I know it's always a little bit of a madhouse trying to, all right, where do I set up my camera? How do I set up my sound? How do I do everything? But it is a great experience to have you. And we're thankful for you to take the time out of your day to tell us about your company and pretty much explain to us what you guys do. I was looking at some of olive the olive oil options, and I was like putting two or three in my cart, but I was like, hold on, I'm gonna wait a little bit until she comes on and gives us some recommendations on what to get, and then
Yeah.
I know she's got a little surprise for us at the end of the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what you do over at the Texas Hill Country Olive Company.
Well, I'm the owner of the olive company, and I'd like to say I do a lot, but I also have some really great, amazing people that work for me that help make all the things happen. Um, it is a family business, so my dad's actually the founder. It was his crazy idea back in 2008. When we were talking about it over Thanksgiving, we decided to become olive farmers. One of the few first in Texas. Thought we would be pioneers in a new industry here, and it's been a pretty wild ride, but really fun. I actually brought some show and tell. Um, I have the very first bottle that we ever produced.
Wow.
Olive oil, by the way, is not better when aged, but I just had to have a memento.
Oh,
It also helps to remind me of where we've come from. So,
oh my
but
goodness.
yeah, we've
That's a
got a
great.
beautiful. Sorry.
No, no, I'm sorry about that. That's a beautiful start to story, and I know it's the family business is always something you're like, what are you sure we're gonna are you sure we're gonna make it? And you have a pioneer like your dad that, puts it down and says, hey, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're passionate about, and then shares the love and the excitement to their kids, and that's always something we like supporting because we are a family owned business as well. So I know that the passion is coming out. You just don't know how to explain it yet because you have so much that you guys offer, and being in your position, I'm sure that you do everything, but you're very humble about it. That you're not going to say, "Hey, we do everything from picking the olives to putting them and bottling them," and that's an awesome bottle as well.
Thank
So
you.
you said you guys started in 2009, and
Well, we started in 2008.
okay,
We started in 2008, but we had our first bottle in 2009. Manufactured our first product. We actually built our building that's on site in 2011. So up until then, it was just a farm, and we were hoping somebody would come by and want to check out what was going on. Now it's
well,
a little
that's what you're here
easier.
for. Well, yeah, well, that's what we're here for. We're here to bring a lot of people out there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to get a lot of luggage space because people are gonna. What's the average that you see people bringing bottles back?
I don't. I think most people leave with at least 3 bottles.
That's
Um, that's kind of what I'm seeing on our average order in store. Um, we do a really good job of. We have some tours. We also have. Well, we have 2 types of tours. We have one that's guided. And if you have some time, you want to taste the product, you want to get some recommendations for how to cook with it. Um, you want to maybe sample it with some food and you want to see where the olive oil is produced. We've got our guided tour. But then if you don't have a whole lot of time and you just want to sample some oil, we have some self-guided tastings. So people love that and they come in. And we also have a restaurant as a way to, showcase our product and also some of the great produce that's coming out of the farm. We have a gift shop. So a lot of people, they leave with olive oil and a little something extra.
Nice, nice. What type of food do y'all have there with that y'all cook with the olive oil?
I just like to call it farm fresh. I mean, we have our orchard managers who plant the garden, who have input from the chef, and we just try to keep it fresh and seasonal. And we're trying to change our menu, every couple of months. So It's
That's
good.
awesome. That's awesome. So then once you go once, you have to go back because you got to see what else that they're cooking with.
Of course.
um, so like I said, I was looking at y'all's website and looking at some of the stuff. So I have a couple in my cart that's ready to be checked out after the show.
Mhm.
Um, but what really makes you proud to be there and take this journey on to the next level?
Well, there's lots of things that I'm very proud of, but I feel like what my dad and I really wanted in the building was to have a space where people really enjoy coming and have like that experience that's hard to find these days, where people actually talk to you and, really spend time, getting to know you and trying to help you find what product you are, or if you're in the area, like give you a recommendation of where to go next, like Hawk Shadow. One of my favorite recommendations. But yeah, you know,
Right.
I love the people that come in and their excitement about our product. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Um, I do like the everybody like I was mentioning earlier thinks of like Fredericksburg and that's already played out. I think that y'all guys have like the hidden gem that people need to start going to now before it blows up. And I hope that you guys never lose that personality that y'all established, having that customer relationship. I know over the last 3 years, you go into places and you're just greeted by somebody there, and it's like I don't feel like I'm special. But I
Yeah.
are just speaking with you, I feel like once I get to y'all's location, y'all are gonna take care of us like we're taking one group, one person, or if we're taking 20 or 30. And that's really the group sizes that we get from time to time. They're like, well, we're visiting from out of the country or we're visiting from a different state. We're trying to get out of this cold weather in September and October. And they're like, well, what can you do? So having a recommendation like y'all at the Texas Hill Country Olive Company is really something different that a lot of places up north or in the northeast side of the country don't really get to see. They're so used to their fast paced lifestyle, and I get a lot of people that when they come to visit us, like everybody's so nice, and I'm like, really? That's just what we do. So
That's right, y'all.
everybody
Yeah.
ends up leaving saying y'all, and it's,
Yeah.
it's stuck to us. It's and that's really the perception of everything. So can you give us down the process of how the olive oil gets made?
Sure. So harvest usually happens, well, I should start with the fruiting. So olive trees can start fruiting in about 3 to 5 years. And we'll generally start seeing some little buds on them in, late March, early April. And then the buds, they become flowers, which we call inflorescence. And that's when the pollination happens. And then you start getting these little baby olives growing on the olive trees, and they get bigger and bigger. And they're bright green. And then around, I'd say in Texas, around September, October, you're going to start seeing some color changes. So they start turning from green to kind of an orangish red. And then they move on into like a purple, almost blue black as they ripen. Um, so we're kind of looking for the color change. We also send off the olives to get a sample of how much fat content they have, so that we can make a good educated guess about like when to harvest the olives. So we harvest mainly by hand in that particular orchard. We do have another orchard in South Texas, which is larger, but we harvest by hand, and then we would get them to the mill, which is on site, uh, generally bringing that in half-ton bins. And then we go through the milling process, which is very loud, and you can't see a whole lot.
Uh,
There you go. Oleo Nuovo,
okay.
which means the new oil of the season. It's kind of a delicacy, unfiltered, fresh. I would say very herbaceous, grassy, super delicious. And if you can ever get your hands on a bottle of that, I highly recommend it.
Okay.
But then we filter the olive oil, and it goes into tanks, and then we bottle as we need it. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, a very simple nutshell.
Nice. Nice, nice. Well, if you had to go back and say, like, what is your, like, go-to for somebody that doesn't know the difference between the olive oils, what are you picking? What are you telling me that I need to use? I just got a flat top for Father's Day, so I'm excited to use it, but I'm like, "What do I cook with?"
Yeah.
So, what's your go-to?
I usually recommend people start with our Sola Stella, which means Lone Star in Italian, Sola Stella. It's really a beautiful oil. It's kind of buttery, fruity, just super easy to use. I call it like an everyday oil. You can bake with it, you can saute with it, you can, marinate with it and use it for dips or salad dressings. So it's just a very versatile oil. It is our number one seller. It's got a pretty cool label with the Texas star on there. So yeah, I usually recommend that one.
Awesome, awesome.
Tommy
Well,
from the Tammy from the comments.
Tabby, welcome in, Miss Tammy. She's a very popular guest from one of our shows. She always chimes in, and she lives in the Austin area. And she said that she's visited y'all's facility, and she says she loves the food is so fresh. Um, she recommends visiting y'all's place as well. So, you have some undercover people that follow both us and y'all, and they have nothing but great things to say.
Well, that's
So
amazing. Thank you, Tammy.
that's awesome. So, um, I did have another thing as well. What are your like hours? Are you guys
Sure.
open?
We are open 7 days a week from 10 to 5. And thank you, Dripping Springs, and all the tourist guests who allow us to be open 7 days a week. Our restaurant is open from 10 to 3:30. So it's really kind of a, brunchy lunch type
Nice, nice.
place. Yeah.
What's the best time of the year to come and visit?
Mm. Well, there's really 2 times. I mean, you can't beat the spring.
Hmm.
And that's when everything starts blooming. So that's a beautiful time of year. But also, I would say November is a really nice time.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm gonna bring in Mr. Doug, and I appreciate you for the time, but don't leave because we have a couple of questions and quizzes that we're gonna be asking about the city of Dripping Springs and see who can answer it. But again, thank you again, Ms. Kara, with the Texas Hill Country Olive Company. I'm excited to go out there and go visit y'all's facility as well. Like I said, I have 2 bottles already in my cart. Now that you told me that one, I'm gonna add that one to my cart as well.
Thanks. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome, awesome. So just like I said, hang on in there. I'm gonna bring in Mr. Doug. We're gonna speak, and then we're gonna have a couple of things that we need to talk about as well about the city of Dripping Springs and the beautiful amenities that we have there. How's it going, Mr. Doug? You see, were you already drinking some of that wine back there?
Yes, yes. It's kind of what we do.
Just
Uh,
taste during the day.
yeah, it keeps us busy.
Oh man, that seems like a great job, and I can't wait to get my hands on one of those bottles out there when I go and visit both of y'all. Um, I appreciate you, Mr. Doug, with the Hawk Shadow Winery for taking the time. I know it could be a little bit overwhelming to see yourself in the camera and speak about your product, but I know that you're as passionate about Hawk Shadow as I am about OK Tours. So I know it's just going to come flowing right out, and it helps that you have all that wine in the background to kind of mellow everything out. So
Yeah,
tell us a
there's
little bit about yourself, Mr. Doug.
a few years there. Well, first it was great to see Carrie. I don't get over there as much as I wish I could, but those folks at the Texas Olive Company are awesome, and we always enjoy visiting and sending people over there. But yeah, so anyway, kind of we started. Um, Geez, the vineyard started in '05. Thanksgiving must be a real popular time period because I was hearing Carrie talk about uh, her getting started over Thanksgiving, and I'm going, oh, well, we kind of hatched most of this over Thanksgiving as well.
Nice.
in '04, just trying to figure out what we might do. And so we ended up putting the vineyard in '05, started the winery in 2010, made our first wine in 11, and then we finished the tasting room building in 15. So it's been a long, nothing is easy in this world.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time and investment. We're a family-owned business as well. I do this with my brother, my brother-in-law Chip, and my brother Tom are both partners. So it's a family-run, family-owned business, and kind of go from there.
That's awesome. That's all, and all those pictures in the background, they look great. Um, I've seen y'all's bottles, but I haven't seen them up close to taste them. But the winery room looks amazing. Um,
Yeah, the pictures. It's some pictures of our cellar, which is probably the most visited part of the winery. We do a lot of tours down there. It's like all limestone. We excavated that in '09, and then finished, like I said, finished the building in 15.
you know,
Uh, but it's perfect environment. Stays about 60 degrees and about 80 to 100% humidity year round.
nice.
So it's ideal for aging wines.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Just that temp in there makes me want to just hang around and never leave.
Yeah, this time of year we always get asked by people going, "Can I just move down here and just stay here?" Um, yeah, it does get a little nippy over time because that humidity will start to cut through you.
Awesome, awesome. So you told us when you guys started, and Thanksgiving tends to be the great time. Talking with family and talking with wine definitely makes a great combination when it comes to your industry. Um, how do you see people like when they come in to visit you guys? What are their go-to wines that they're getting?
Oh, we have, quite frankly, we have a really large variety. Excuse me. But um, our whites are very popular because they're dry. They're kind of a lot of different ones we can work with. We get Roussan from a vineyard up in Canadian Texas, Albarino from up there. We do dry Riesling from up in the High Plains. So there's a lot of different. We'll do rosés as well
Can you show
from.
us one?
So yeah, I mean I've got.
Got,
Well, this
oh, see,
is
look.
this is a bottle of our rosé.
See, it's already cracked open too.
Yeah, this is one of the new wines that we have, which is we started last year um, doing this wine, which is a Bordeaux blend. So it's a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cab Franc, Merlot, just a little bit of Petit Verdot, but very
Nice.
left bank Bordeaux in style. I just got back from there, a matter of fact, last week. So I spent a couple weeks in Bordeaux visiting some of the vineyards and wineries over there.
Nice. What type of events do you guys host there as well? Do y'all do any like weddings or corporate events that we can uh, bring in guests that are trying to get some brainstorm ideas going on?
We do all of the above. We've done everything in our cellar. We can do up to 40 people.
Nice.
So there we've done everything from board of directors meetings, dinners, to a single dinner for two for an anniversary to birthday parties, anniversaries, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners. Rehearsal dinners seem to be, for whatever reason, the more popular thing. They do actually use the pergola and the part out in front for a rehearsal, and then just pop in and do sometimes cocktails downstairs and dinner upstairs, or do the dinner and everything
I
downstairs. So there's
see the view, the outside view of that looks
yeah, it's not
beautiful.
bad. Yeah, it's not too bad.
You get to see it every day, so you're spoiled with it. So
Yeah, it's been very popular.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I bought this property back in '89, so
Oh, wow.
it's definitely it's evolved over those years.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, you could tell all the hard work that's been put into it over the last couple of years, and even from that, but just getting that view of nature that you don't see that often. We're in San Antonio, and between San Antonio and Austin, if you have a view like that, you're golden. But we look outside and we're looking at construction and traffic. Uh,
Yeah, it's well on the trip up. If you take some of the side roads, you can hit Devil's Backbone, and you get some views from up there.
oh my goodness. Well, that's the route that we're gonna have to take up there, and then enjoy some of the wine while we hang out and have our ride protected and just get some good old lunch and stop by the Olive Company as well. I mean, it's a win-win going up there, making a whole day out of it. But we are going to pop in and bring Miss Kara back in and ask her a couple of Dripping Springs questions, if y'all do know. All right. Which pioneer founded Dripping Springs? We have Miss Sarah Ward, Joseph Pound, Sam Houston, and Juan Seguin.
I'm going to go with Joseph Pound.
Joseph Pound. How about you, Mr. Doug?
That would kind of be my thought as well, just because that seems to be a popular name around Dripping Springs, and of course they have a park there. So
They ha-
that
they have the
that would be
park, the streets,
yeah. That to me that would be kind of the first suggestion that I would think of.
and that is the correct answer.
Yay.
Sarah Ward as well. They both founded the city of Dripping Springs. And I wanted to put up a map to see, since Dripping Springs is growing, to show how close y'all guys are to each other. We were going to have the 12 Fox Beer Company, but they had some technical difficulties to join us. But within 14 minutes, you guys are at all three of y'all's locations. So Dripping Springs is growing, and we're happy to bring people from San Antonio or the Austin area to y'all to show what great products that you have. I'm pretty sure they'll have, like, we're gonna need more luggage space because once they stop at the wine and get the oil, I think we're golden.
We need to work on some co-branded boxes to send there with Doug.
Oh,
There's that thought. Yeah, yeah.
with y'all being neighbors, that's awesome. We're gonna have to definitely do an OK Tours box special where you get 3 bottles of oil and 3 bottles of wine with your package on your care package going back home.
There you go. I
So,
like it.
and then also, I was reading on y'all's website, Ms. Kara, about your membership.
Mhm.
How does that work?
Well, we love to change it up every quarter. It's quarterly box and put some different products in there. Of course, our club members always get any new launches, any new product launches first. But we try to do at least 3 products, maybe 2 oils, 1 balsamic vinegar. We pair it with recipes. And we also allow customers to swap, if, for example, if they already bought that. But we want to teach people how to use their product, and what a fun way is to get like a surprise box with new product and recipes and how to use it. But the club is great because you can also get 20% online, or 20% off in store, in our bistro. And so a lot of club members love to join. They get access to the new exclusive product, but they also can shop year round and buy gifts. So it's a great thing.
Nice. How many total different types of oils do y'all have out there?
Well, right now we have, for just extra virgin olive oils, we have 6, but we also make our own infused oils, and we have about, I think it's either 7 or 8 of those. We've got a new one that's about to launch. And then I've got, I think, 14 or 15 balsamic vinegars. So we've got a wide range of products. We love to experiment with new flavors, and we also take product recommendations. Like, I had a customer contact me and ask me if I'd ever thought of doing a prickly pear balsamic vinegar. And I said, you know what? I hadn't, but let me give it a shot. And so I did, and it ended up on our lineup, and everybody loves it. So, yeah, we just
That's
love to play with
part of the
things.
great part of being so connected to your clientele, to take that small referral and put it into y'all's product and then just grow from there. That just shows how connected you guys are to y'all's customers that do buy your products. So that's awesome. That's a really, really good. Now, what's the best way that they can reach out to you, Miss Carol? We'll start with Miss Carol first. How can they get a hold of you? Do you have an Instagram? Do you have a Facebook?
Mhm.
Phone number, address? If you're coming off 35 or you're taking 281 to get to y'all's location, what's the best way to get there?
Yeah, we've got almost all of it now. We're just kind of getting started on YouTube, so give us a hot minute to get up there. But we're trying to get on all the channels. So, um, TX Hill Country Olive Oil is our Instagram, and that's a great place to start. And then just Texas Hill Country Olive Co. on YouTube. And of course, we're on Facebook. As I mentioned, we're open 7 days a week. You saw us on Fitzhugh Road, which is a great road with lots of things on it, right down the street from Hawk Shadow and 12 Fox Brewing. You can reach us on you can call, although I don't think that's the best way to reach us because we've got a small staff. So, but 512-607-6512. And if you have any specific questions, you can email our store at store@texashillcountryoliveco.com.
Awesome. Well, I'm pretty sure we'll get a hold of you some way. You got everywhere to all of your plugs in,
All the
and
things.
we're gonna plug them into the comments too as well. So if
All right.
anybody's trying to plan a trip out there, hopefully they go through us. We take them out there, and then we can take them to rehearsal dinner or their wedding at Shadow Creek. Now, Mr. Doug, what's the best way they can reach you to plan a corporate event, and then us take them out there?
Probably the easiest way is just emailing us at, you can get us at info@hawkshadow.com. That's probably the easiest way. You can also get us on Instagram, Facebook, but by and large, the easiest way is definitely going to be through email. You can call we have a 1-866 number. It's 1-866-551-2694. But anyway, we can get that. Our website can link you to all of those. So we have actually at our website, you can look at the various different tasting options and what you'd like to do. And we take reservations through that as well.
Awesome.
So that's probably the easiest way to connect up with us. And that's what most people do is through the website.
Awesome. Well, anything that y'all would like to say to all the people that are watching in? We had a spike of a couple people that popped in or commenting in, talking about how much they love Dripping Springs, and they're selling me pretty easy on this one. I know that those 3 bottles up there that I'm going to get from each of y'all to go buy. I'm definitely excited to go meet y'all when I do make my trip up there.
Sure. Yeah, we also have our wine club. So that's 2 shipments a year. We do 4 bottles each. And then people get discounts here and, and access to a little bit of extra wines and stuff like that, free tastings and so forth.
Nice.
But yeah, Kara, I want to try some of that prickly pear balsamic vinegar. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
I have several bottles of. I really like using the pineapple for doing salmon. So prickly pear sounds awesome, by the way.
It's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Like I said, I can't wait to make my trip out there. And thank y'all so much for coming in, visiting, explaining how beautiful Dripping Springs is to those that don't know. They just see it on the map and kind of just drive right through it. But there's some hidden gems in there, and I wish y'all all the success that y'all have put into it, and to keep growing, and to see you guys on the next time we make it up there.
Thank
Look
you so
forward to
much.
it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye.